how's it going, all you lovely little weird...
No. Shut your fucking mouth. What's up, everybody? This is Everyday Nerds, and I just took over because Global's a bitch.
Only on days that end in Y.
Which is every day, because he's a bottom.
Only for you, Cupcake.
Oh. Yeah. So, we're going to talk about the Crow movie, the one that just came out. What, 2024? Fair to say? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I don't know about you. I don't think you've seen it yet. I have, and I was disappointed.
That's what I've heard from like everybody. It was massively disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem, I can't say the problem, but I think part of it is that most people compare it to Brandon Lee's Crow.
Right. Which, honestly, I mean, how can you not with how Brandon Lee's Crow movie was? 'Cause, I mean...
Well, yeah. I mean, well, so the question is where do I break this down for you? The thing with that, to say, I watched all of The Crow, and I will say this: Bill Skarsgård, I liked him. I liked him in the movie. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's great, hands down.
Yeah.
Especially for like a dark movie, I think he's good. I won't say perfect because, well, the perfects end up dying, so I don't want to do that. Anyway, that being said, it's hard to compare it, or hard not to compare it to the first one.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, what questions do you kind of have about it? I mean, you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to persuade you to watch it because, you know, we've talked about the original Crow before.
Yeah.
But, you know, what would be things that you would ask me about with that movie?
Did they at least stay close to the original script?
Okay, so we're going to start with that big of a thing. Oof, okay.
I mean, it's the most obvious question.
There are crows, yes, but not quite like how the story was in the first one.
Okay. Explain.
Well, okay, so look at Brandon Lee's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they talk about the Crow. It kind of gives off that supernatural vibe, which in that sense, you know, now that I think about it, yeah, it's fair to say that's still the same. This one didn't feel like it had to do with the Crow.
Okay, did he at least die and then come back?
Yeah, yes, he did. So,
okay.
The story did not start with Bill. I mean, it did, but it didn't.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So it did kind of start with him, but he's in like a rehab facility.
Okay.
But it actually started with this girl who was, I don't know how to really word it. Basically, there's a guy in there who sold like his soul to the devil for actual like demonic powers. He can make people do whatever he wants by literally whispering in their ears.
Okay.
That to me seems really stupid. She checks herself into a rehab facility because she thinks she's being stalked because the guy, the payment for when he sold his soul to keep his soul and stay alive, he has to send innocent civilians, innocent souls down to hell.
Okay.
So he makes this girl do something horrible. There was a video recorded. They started tracking down these people. Bill Skarsgård's character ends up falling in love with kind of the main girl. She died. And when he died too, And when he died, then it kind of takes into that supernatural thing of the crow.
Okay. Okay.
So it's got the supernatural aspect of it, yes, but at the same time it doesn't. Like the first one, it focused around the crow. Like the story in the first one, you know how the story went in that one.
Yeah.
They were killed. They were a couple. They were killed. It was like an unjust killing. So, and you know this with Norse mythology, and I'm not going to get religion into this,
Hmm.
but the crow is a very significant character.
Yeah.
Anybody who's seen the first one knows that the crow is essentially the power.
In any of the Crow movies, because
Right. I have. It's been a long time since I've watched the other ones because Brandon Lee's is by far the number one for me.
it's the most
But
popular one.
it's the popular one, and to me, it's my favorite one.
Yeah, I
But
think
with
it's.
that being
I
said,
think it's the favorite one for a lot of them.
yeah, well, that's because Brandon Lee did a phenomenal job with that. But that being said, um, this one did not give off the crow vibes like Brandon Lee's or the other ones. This one, like Bill Skarsgård, felt everything. Like he could be shot, he could be killed, but what would happen is he would actually die, then just come back. Not like how Brandon Lee, if Brandon Lee got stabbed, shot, cut up,
Yeah.
he did not die. But they always made it where he didn't quite feel it. You know what I mean? This one
Yeah.
they wanted to really emphasize on him feeling the pain. But then his blood runs, instead of it being red, it's black. It felt more demonic and supernatural.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not the biggest fan because I like the aspect in Brandon Lee's one where like nothing would happen because I remember where in some scenes in some movies, especially in Brandon Lee's, they would do something and he would just look down and look up at him and just be all like, I didn't feel anything. And the fact that he'll, die and come back, it just doesn't. I don't think it feels right.
No, that's understandable. That's the thing that I kind of noticed with it is like when he originally had died, he kind of went into this place, came back out. There's just some random guy there who's supposed to be kind of like the person of the place. Like there was no ties to the first movie. When he would die, he would come, like he would show up in this like place, and then he comes back to life. I mean, the action and the fight scenes are awesome,
Okay.
but again, it felt like, to me, it felt like it took the crow out of the crow.
Right. And if you take the crow out of the crow, it's not really the crow.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-tsh.
A real good dad joke there. I'm sure our listeners are going to love it.
I got a million of them. Just call me daddy.
And I will never call you that.
Fine, Poppy will do.
Fuck that. If anybody's Poppy, it's me.
Damn right you are.
Shut the fuck up, dude. What the fuck? Then again, it could be worse. You could still be calling me by the nickname you give me on the fucking on your phone. You son of a bitch.
Hey, that is a nickname you decided ages ago. Because you wouldn't let that joke die.
I did. You know what? Fuck you. All right, just fuck you.
Alright, let's get back on topic.
But yeah, so I don't know. It took out the crow. It took out the power. I mean, it didn't get good until like almost like the last fucking 15, 20 minutes of it. I mean, it's not that long of a movie, average movie per se, but average time of the movie. And you know when they say like the last hour or the last 5 minutes,
Yeah.
that's kind of how this felt.
Okay.
What else do you want to ask me about it that I could try to help you with this? Because, like I said, I am not going to sell you on watching this movie.
Right, right.
Normally, we would try to sell each other on to buy this or watch that.
But
This is
that's
not going to
illegal
be.
now.
Wait, what?
We would try to buy and sell each other. I'm like, but that's illegal now.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up, dude. My
Um,
point was, like, I would try to sell you on wanting to buy a video game, or you would try to sell me on checking out an anime.
right.
You fucking degenerate.
All I really have to do is say, hey, they have titties, and you're all like, fucking sold.
Shut up. I'm a degen at nature, all right? Fuck you.
Um, did they at least pay homage to Brandon Lee's
No,
Crow? No? That's very,
no.
in my
At
opinion, that's
least,
very disrespectful.
at least to me, I didn't see it. Like as I was watching it, and like I said, when he became kind of like the Crow, it wasn't bad. I loved the action. I loved the violence,
Right.
but I felt I was kind of getting pissed by the end of it because I felt like there was nothing involved with the first, like with any of the Crows, like
Right.
any of them, Brandon Lee's, City of Angels, any of the previous Crows, and I felt like it had no tie to it.
Right. Which, in my opinion, you got to pay homage to Brandon. If you're going to remake The Crow, you at least have to pay homage to Brandon Lee's Crow.
Well,
Like,
and see, that's just it. I don't know if they're classifying this as a remake or if this is just a whole new thing.
I think they did it as a reboot, but I mean, even if they did reboots in other reboot movies, they would still pay a little bit of an homage to the
Homage.
classic of said movie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was at least hoping for it. Like I thought it would have been, and of course we couldn't do it because the late great Brandon Lee passed away during the movie.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be awesome when he shows up. It looked kind of like a transit station for trains
Okay.
when he died and he showed up there. And they kind of go into, the story of how the Crow is meant to bring people, to carry you to the next. And sometimes if you've been wronged in life, you have a chance to go back and fix it. That wasn't exactly the story with this one. This one was basically, and I'm going to kind of sum this up for you in a way. It was basically, hey, your girlfriend died. Her soul's on her way to on its way to hell. You want it back? Yeah. All right. Here's the power of the Crow. You go. You kill everybody that killed her, and they return. Your ass stays put right here.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, so he did it for love, but he had to give up coming back to life for her to come back to life. So in the end, he died, kind of like how Brandon Lee did. But you notice that Brandon Lee, it didn't feel like, hey, yeah, her soul's, Brandon Lee's girlfriend in the movie, she was dead. It wasn't her soul was trapped. It was she was dead. She
Yeah.
wasn't going to hell. She wasn't going to hell. She went to heaven.
I
But it's like they wronged Brandon Lee's character, Eric Draven.
yeah.
They wronged him so badly that he came back, killed everybody. Then finally he could rest in peace.
Yeah. I think that's why I love the original Crows so much. Like in every single one besides the newest one, it was never what you said about the current one. It was they were wronged in some way. Like is my favorite isn't the Brandon Lee one.
You
It
fucker.
it's a close second. Don't get me wrong. My favorite, just because I loved the emotion of it, is the second one, City of Angels, because that was the first one I saw.
I get that. Brandon Lee's was the first one I saw, and I loved it because he comes back from him and his girlfriend almost getting married, from them getting killed. There's a little girl involved who literally they were taking care of and spent time with. Like she considered them like I think brother and sister. And Eric showed up and he's like, it can't rain all the time. She recognized that it was part of Eric's song from Hangman's Joke, that band he was in the first one. So she shows up. She thinks that he's just playing games with her or something because she knows he's dead.
Yeah.
But then, he's like, I do care. And she goes, runs, hugs him. Like, it felt like that wholesome, heartwarming reunion while he's still going out being the vigilante killing people, which I love too. It was great. This one, it felt like it lacked that wholesome, heartwarming. I mean, it does. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's different, so I'm sure some people will watch it be like, no, it was great and it was wholesome. That's perfectly fine. I am not saying anything about anybody's opinion with that. My only thing is, to me, it did not feel as good as the first one. I thought it was a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I thought Bill was great for it, but it felt more demonic and supernatural,
Hmm.
which is fine because the first Crow, Brandon Lee's Crow,
Right.
was supernatural. This just, it felt very off and very wrong.
Yeah. I get it. I really do. Because I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I love Skarsgård. He's an amazing actor. I loved him as Pennywise, and I haven't seen him in much action things, so I'm pretty sure he could do. I'm pretty sure he does an amazing job as an action thing. But The Crow, there's a certain style I think with every single Crow movie, and that is he's pretty much invulnerable until the main baddie finds out the Crow's the main thing, and they start hurting the Crow.
Yeah, this one, the Crow wasn't even really a big reference into this movie.
Yeah,
The Crow just showed him where to go. That was it.
yeah, and like I said before, it to me it just feels like a to me it just feels disrespectful for them not to at least mention something about Brandon Lee's character or another character in the movie that people who have watched the original Crow would go, hey, and it's just unless they did it and it's like one of those secret hidden ones that only very very few people who have watched that movie thousands of times and know every single scene for every single second of that movie would know, which I highly doubt. And like from what I've heard after the movie came out, even a lot of people, even Brandon Lee's family was pissed that they didn't leave it alone. The Brandon Lee's Crow movie alone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, hands down. Like I said, the first, and everybody's is different. Don't get me wrong. To
Hmm.
you, the second one was the best in Brandon's. The first was me. For me, it was Brandon Lee's, and I loved it because the emotion behind it, the heartwarming about it, like the wholesome about it, but it was also that guitar fucking solo, that riff he does on the rooftop. Oh, fucking music to my ears, dude.
Oh yeah, like because some of the music scenes in the original was actually really good. I liked them. I don't know
I
much about the current one because I haven't heard any of the music stuff for the current one, but
I wasn't really paying attention because I was focused. The story drew me in. Don't get me wrong, the story drew me in, but
yeah.
music-wise, I didn't really pay much attention to it because the story drew me in, and at the same time, I was enjoying the movie, but I was kind of like, there has been no references, nothing to the first one. This just, it feels wrong. It feels wrong. It's almost like, if you've watched, since we're talking about Bill Skarsgård, we'll take Bill Skarsgård's It. Okay, if you like that one and you enjoyed it, which is fine, but take that and then kind of just crap all over it,
Hmm.
make it where it is nothing but just a serial killer killing clown. It's not a creature like how the previous movies have sat there and said it.
Yeah.
Um, trying to get my train of thought here. So yeah, so in the first, even the original one, he was a creature, right?
Yeah, he was
Original Stephen King's It.
yeah, the original even like Stephen King's It is where he is like a being like billions and billions and billions of years old.
Right, he's a creature. He lives off of like their fear. He sucks out their like soul, shit like that. That sounded
Technically I think
wrong.
it's female.
That's a possibility. I don't remember because I don't think they ever really disclosed the gender on the first one.
I
But
think
okay,
they
so
no, I don't
we're
think they
getting
did
a
in the
little
first
off
one.
the. So basically, take the original, take the remakes that were done with Bill Skarsgård, and then make it where it's just a clown going around killing people, and it's some random actor. And I'm not saying that in any mean way towards Bill Skarsgård,
Right.
but it's literally like if you took a great movie, you wanted to remake it to keep up with the times,
Mm-hmm.
and I personally felt like they kind of crapped all over it. And don't get me wrong, it was not a bad movie, but it's like there was no homage to. I'm sorry, I just like saying homage. But
Homage.
homage.
Sounds
But
fancy.
we fancy fucks up in this bitch.
Right? Just pinky out and everything.
But it's so yeah, it's rough for me to say. Like I said, I don't want to discourage people. If you want to go see the movie, check it out. But I want listeners to be prepared. If you're expecting it to be like Brandon Lee's or better than Brandon Lee's or even closer to the other 2 or 3 sequels that were done, just be prepared to possibly be disappointed. I mean, everybody's opinion is different, but
Right. Okay, so another question I have is
go on.
in your personal pit, you know what? I want to start doing this when we do movie reviews or anime reviews or some kind of reviews.
You're
In your
killing me, Smalls. Let's go. Let's go already.
awesome. My my personal question for you is, one out like 1 out of 10 stars or 1 out of 10. How would you recommend how would you rate it?
Okay, let's fix
And
that. Let's.
and would you
Fucker.
recommend it on on any kind of level?
Okay, let's start that because 10 stars. You're giving it way too much credit right there already.
No,
Let's do
like
5 stars.
choose 1 out of 10.
Okay. Fuck. Now my mindset's star wise. You fucker.
Well, we can choose
Um,
either or later.
I would just rather do the 5 stars because I would
5 stars,
basically
okay.
I would rate the movie as like a 2.5, 3 for
Okay.
stars because the action was great. The story was great. I mean, I love violence. I mean, what person doesn't?
Liberals.
I love the violence. I love the violence, the bloodshed, the fact that the dude wakes up from filling a pool full of black blood, then shoots a dude in the face with a shotgun. Oh, fucking awesome.
Liberals.
But well, fuck them.
Exactly. Well, no. That'd be racist.
Shut up. Anyway, I would rate it between a 2.5 or a 3.
Okay, so kind of middle of the road, unforgettable type of style.
I wouldn't say the word unforgettable, but
Okay.
I would say for sure if I had to settle between the two, I would settle on a 2.5.
Okay.
One, because it didn't really feel like the crow was actually related to the movie, not like how the first ones and the other ones were.
Yeah.
Literally, the franchise was built around the crow.
Yeah.
This didn't give that vibe. So I could go on and on and point off all the problems, but I'll say this: it wasn't bad. It
Okay.
wasn't bad at all. Would I recommend it? 50-50, because if you've never seen The Crow and you want to watch it, you sure go ahead and watch it. For those that have seen the original Crow movies, I would not recommend it because I get the feeling that they may be disappointed. They'll probably say like what I'm saying, that it's not that bad.
Right.
But at the same time, I watched it on, and I think I watched it for free on like HBO or Amazon,
Okay.
and or I rented it. I don't remember, but I was disappointed. At the end of it, I was disappointed.
Okay. So it'd be one of those things you recommended if there's nothing really else on and you just wanted something in the background.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah, and it's just after I saw, I think I saw one trailer. It didn't interest me, and after I heard like the director, I think if I remember correctly, because a lot of times when movies fail, the directors will blame the audience. They did that. They do that a lot. And I think the director did that with this one, which made me turn off of it more. Plus, a lot of people were like, "This movie's really disappointing." Just didn't make me want to watch it.
from what I've heard, they they are saying that the movie kind of bombed
Yeah.
and that it wasn't great.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's
It makes sense because I mean, you do something like that. That's almost like people going. That's almost like a company going, "We're going to
that's
remake The Princess Bride" and not make it any part of the movie.
yeah, like yeah, that's a good actual point. Like, take a Disney movie like The Princess or yeah. No, what's it? Okay. Well shit, I could probably list off example after. The point is, take your favorite franchise, take a favorite movie that was done way back when that you enjoyed, and then turn around and basically be like, we're gonna remake it, but it's gonna have nothing to do with the original or classic. It'd be like brand or where it's gonna be like global.
Who
We're gonna
Framed
turn
Roger
on
Rabbit?
huh?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was my favorite movie
No,
growing
no.
up.
Here's what I was gonna sit here and say. Bear with me on this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take something, and you may hate me for this, but understand that this is in no way to make you hate me. Take Doctor Who.
Okay.
Take your beloved franchise and turn on and make it not about the Doctor.
Well, that's just a failed franchise waiting to happen. I don't see this movie getting a sequel. I really fucking don't.
I don't think it will with the way that it ended.
Even like a spin-off thing. All right.
Yeah, no, I don't see a sequel going. I don't see I know I think they've killed the franchise in this opinion.
All right. So the uh, all right. So 23 on the Rotten Tomatoes, 23% on the green splotch thing. I always forget the fuck that is. And the popcorn is 64%.
Hey, on a random question as we're doing this, are we actually live right now?
Yeah, we're recording.
But I mean, can anybody else hear us right now?
Nope. Just
Oh,
recording.
okay. That's what I was wondering about.
How much? I want to see how much movie money this movie made. Oops, I can't fucking spell, people. All right, so The Crow, world premiere August 20th, 2024. It received negative reviews from critics in the box office bomb, grossing 23 worldwide against a production of 50. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
That's not even half. That's almost, but not even.
Like I said, I thought the violence and the action was great. The story drew me in. Unfortunately, I compared it to the first one, and I don't mean that in any mean way, but I compared it to the first one. I compared it to the other ones. This one just did not sit right with me. Did not hit well.
Ooh, no, yeah. No, it was bad. Like the original one made 95 million worldwide, reported against a budget of 20 million, which is
Yep.
why it got its sequels. Now, because it was a bomb, my best guess is everyone, the people who did it, they're gonna get scared, be all like, "We're shelving it, shelving the project, not gonna happen again." Which, in my
Right.
opinion, you shouldn't, because The Crow has potential to be an amazing franchise. I mean, an amazing franchise. You just got to give it the respect it deserves and show the love from the past movies that happened.
Oh yeah. Hands down, I agree. But I am assuming that we are getting close to our time here.
We are. We are.
Oh, that being said, um, I hope that, and I'm gonna take us out here because I'm
Mhm.
sure we're gonna have a fucking hilarious time here. I'm, like I said, with the movie, I thought it was great. Go check it out if you want. For those that have seen the older ones, I don't recommend it. But this is where we have to stop. Unfortunately, I know you guys like listening to us. We appreciate you. Sorry for the we're gonna have kind of a blank in the episode. Not this episode, but last time we had some I had to step away because I lost a family member. Um so I apologize that we didn't have an episode done for you guys. I hope you can forgive us because I don't know if Global ever pointed out that I had to step away for a while. That being said, enough with the emotional shit. This is Everyday Nerds, guys, and I took over because Global's a bitch.
Only for
We
you,
will see
Poppy.
you guys. Shut the fuck up. We will see you guys next time. Check us out on Spotify, or I will have Global list off all our other places to find us. We can be found on YouTube, Spotify, what? iTunes. Help me out.
iHeartRadio.
Radio.
Fucking a bunch of them.
We've got a Facebook page. We've got a Discord server. If anybody wants to just chat with us, hang out with us, talk to us, you got topics you want us to talk about, as long as it's within nerdy criteria, we are down for it. But as I said again, thank you all for listening. This is Everyday Nerds. Global, fucking end this shit before I punch you in the fucking face.
Later, taters.